Ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, it's Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Technically, it's 11:58, but this is the best 30 minutes of the day, so I start this bad boy 2 minutes early. I can't wait. Just can't. Got to get rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Today's topic, obviously, because yesterday was crazy. Ren is vertical. Mars mission. DeFi yield. Curve gains. I mean, Curve is basically incentivizing the CRV, that is incentivizing the Curve liquidity platform, which is basically driving the demand for the renVM functionality for the minting of renBTC using BTC. So that's basically the mechanism that's causing what is occurring. Who is in the chat? Who do we got? David's in the house. Craig, my man. Kel's in the house. Curious about that change of headwinds. Yeah. I'm going to be talking about what's going on. Me, guys, and the macro narrative. What's going on with financials? What's going on with politics? What's going on with the Federal Reserve? Minucci Bucci and Jay Powell. Jay Powwow. And these crazy Looney Tunes thinking they know what's best for this paper stuff. Angus in the house. Stuff. Yeah, good evening. I love it. I love the time zones. It's good stuff. Welcome. Enjoy. Throw out some questions. Whatever you got, hit me up on Twitter. It's all good. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the stuff that's on your minds. Did you better just nibble my man in the house? Let's pop it over to the main screen. Let's see what we got. All right, so that's just Twitter. Let's see what's going on in the headlines. So here's what's interesting about today. The S&P basically right up on. No, that's SXP. I got to talk about that one too. So here's what's going on with the S&P on the. Pop it over to the weekly or the daily. So the daily shows it very nice. So on the daily chart, we're basically at a double top. I mean, this thing does not look good. I wouldn't, if this was crypto space, I would never, ever, ever invest in something like this. This is like, okay, this is about to rip down and print the new lower low. So the complexity is obviously the Federal Reserve, the global financial system, forex, and geopolitical relationships, and all these complex factors, including the velocity of money, are considerations. Can this go higher? Sure, if they print 2 trillion and throw it into the system, of course it's going to go higher, but the Congress right now is stalled on a bailout package. Trump's trying to push through some free money for the people. Probably, I would think it was like a FEMA dispersal, but whatever. Point being, I don't know, because it gets complicated. Then you look at the monthly. Look at the monthly chart. I like the monthly chart. So the monthly had already printed a new higher high. So what does that mean? That means we know jack shit from a technical analysis perspective. That means we know nothing. What do we know? You know, they throw up on CNBC the daily that it's basically a double top, and this is what everyone's looking at. But then you throw up on the monthly, and it's like we already printed a new higher high. So what does it all mean? It means you know, confluence. It means we're all taking guesses. We're all guessing. And the more information we have, the better the guess that we can make. And the more information we have, the better that the guess we make is likely to be correct. That's called confluence. And that's the bottom line. Because the bottom line is, look at on the monthly. Look how deviated we are from the 200 EMA. Ay. So I don't know. I would never buy something like this. It just looks horrible. Look at that. I mean, look how deviated, look how far we are, look how inflated we are from the moving averages. It's not something I'd be interested in. It's crazy. Crazy. So, but this little chart right here drives pretty much a good portion of the entire planet. And that's what it is. And that's what a good portion of the traders are trading. They're not trading crypto, so they're trading this garbage that has nothing to do with fundamental analysis. Stocks with P/E 30, 40, 50 to 1, and this is what they're trading. So, whatever. What am I supposed to say? I would look Oracle, Amazon, Kohl's, Penn Gaming. I would never buy any of this garbage. I can't because I can't value it. The only way I can invest in something is if I could see a value. If what is the potential value, a number? If I could put a number on it, based on my gut instinct, based on looking at the technical analysis, based on the fundamental analysis that I talk about quite often, the protocol properties, the monetary properties, governance, um, a burn rate, inflationary, deflationary, so on and so forth. A holder distribution. Like these are the things that make sense to me where I could apply a potential valuation. If you're talking about a 50 to 1 P&E, I can't apply shit to it. I have no idea how to price that. It means nothing. It's me, and that's what this is. This whole damn page right here. S&P 500 turns negative. Of course it turned negative. The economy's crumbling. Crazy motherfuckers. It's absolutely crazy. Here, look, Minucci Bucci says the Democrats are unwilling to strike a reasonable deal. No, the Democrats want $3 trillion because the economy is screwed. And the Republicans want to do like a trillion. Like that's any worse or better. You're talking trillions of dollars. Either way, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Whether the Republicans print a trillion or the Democrats print $3 trillion, the economy's fucked either way. Look at this on the 15-minute, the DXY. Look at this ripsaw action, and we are way overbought territory on the Stoke on the 15-minute. So this thing's going to come ripping down at some point or another. This thing moves like molasses. I hate Forex. I hate currency. It's so slow. Look at that. On the 1 hour, it's overbought. So on the 4 hour, we're oversold. On the daily, and here's where it gets to where I'm interested in. So obviously on the weekly, we're oversold. But this is what I want to see. So the Stoke is basically like pressure. Now, even though you're oversold, doesn't mean it can't go down. So this is generally like, what is the possibility of how much pressure is left and how many people could jump in and push the price further down. And nothing is for certain. Everything is like, it's likely to do something, more or less likely. So here is the big deal on the monthly DXY. This is what I think is the biggest deal out there. Because if this thing rips through that 200 EMA on the monthly, that'll be a double top formation, turning a previous support into a resistance. Or at least breaking a previous support, better said. Now this would be super duper ultra mega bearish. And we were at 92.80, so we're down to 92.30, and that's why you could always look to the DXY for crypto and gold going up when this stuff, basically crypto and gold move inverse to the dollar. That's the bottom line. Let's take a look at the comments. I'm missing some stuff. I am talking. Iran says, seen the Winklevoss fan? I like the Winklevoss boys. They did well for themselves. Ren is just vertical. I'll get to the chart. Barry says, what's up? Yes. James says, institutional money has nowhere else to go. That's right. So this is what I was talking about months ago, the search for yield. The search for yield is dead in the legacy financial system, and the search for yield is ridiculous in crypto. Now, clearly, the vast majority of the yield games that are going on with these damn yams and being based and are ridiculous, but here, look at this. This is interesting. So Curve right now is the hotness with Ren. Them giving Curve incentivized, so they minted Curve, so it's obviously manifesting value out of thin air. But the Curve is being used to incentivize people contributing liquidity to the platform, the Curve platform. So what does this mean? This means that this in context, I like to think of REITs. So REITs, let's say a REIT is giving out 10%, and that's like 110% of their income. So this is not sustainable. These values likely will come down over time, which they have. The APY has come down substantially since the values that I've seen them at. I've seen these APYs in the hundreds. So bear in mind, look at the APYs. These are normal APYs. 5%, fine. 12% seems pretty steep. But 2%, 3%, 1.4%, that's cool. Everything else here is incentives. So, and that's using a manipulation of what's available in the crypto space, the capacity to create assets and consensus to create its value, to assign its value based upon an agreed upon consensus of value. And that's where we are. Now, this is real deal stuff. So, real deal, folks. This is real deal financial system right here. Now, clearly the numbers are exaggerated and inflated and just large. But at the core of what's going on here is real financial functionality. Financial system functionality is occurring. And these yield games are real. As I said, and I'll say one more time, it's just the volume and scale that's exaggerated. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. What am I missing in the comments? Institutional money has nowhere else to go. You're damn right. Craig says our kids' future wealth and purchasing power is being stolen in broad daylight. Yeah, man, that's crazy with these trillions of dollars. It's absolutely destroying the purchasing power of the dollar. So, frankly, you could argue it's all about perspective that the crypto isn't going up, gold isn't going up, equities isn't going up. It's just the dollar is getting destroyed. So you could always argue from that philosophical perspective. Good evening from India. Clicks in the house. My pleasure, my man. Good stuff. Cryptopher, why are many of the influencers in the space warning against DeFi projects like they are ICOs? Are these projects really this flimsy or just bad hype? I don't know what crypto influencers are warning against DeFi projects. Now, there is concern, and ICO comparison is reasonable because ICOs were a massive bubble. Now, there's a lot of assets going around that are massive bubbles. Now, frankly, I think these governance assets are worthless in most regards. They're no, they're not worthless, but they're not worth $20 billion. Curve shouldn't be worth $20 billion. The whole point of a governance asset, think about it, is to have distributed governance where people can have these assets to participate in the governance of the platform. So where does the value come from? And that's what I'm constantly thinking about. So I think there's a big bubble. And then they have to come back down to earth, and people need to really figure out how to value these things. Now, I see value, no doubt, in crypto assets that perform actual functional things, actual utility. But the purpose of a governance asset is to vote and participate in the governance of a platform. How do you assign value? Where's the consensus for the value? I don't think Curve's worth 20 billion. Or maybe it is, and maybe Bitcoin should be worth $1 trillion. So who knows? And that's the whole point. There's a lot of this is speculative, and I like to try and be min risk, min reward, mid reward, min risk. Just min risk. I don't want any risk, and I want to maximize my gains, protect my gains, and I don't touch governance assets. I would never, ever, ever buy a governance asset. I would never buy BAL. I would never buy Comp. I would never buy Curve. Ever, ever. Period. Bottom line. Anyway, no, today's not my birthday, Barry. My birthday's in February. Quick crypto wake up, Ren, as you speak on from 4,000 to 4,100 to 4,300. Let's take a look real quick. Holy crapsicle. Get the hell out of here. Is it really? Wow. Wow. Click just brought up that Ren exploded. Absolutely incredible. I bought some plus isolated. I mean, I listen. I would never ever ever buy Ren right now. For anyone's listening to me, I cannot. In fact, I advocate not buying Ren right now because how could you possibly? How could this is no, you can't buy this right now. But listen, if you bought it, I'm not going to say unbuy it. But look at the correction that just occurred. It's already occurring. So here's the correction that just occurred. Price range. I mean, it's already down a quick 1 point, whatever. Obviously, we're on the 1 minute time scale. But it's going to fluctuate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. Look, we could easily come down to the 200 EMA on the 15 minute, which coincidentally coincides with somewhat of a decent trend line. But this is obviously exponential because look how these trend lines are changing slope. So this is an exponential. It's gone exponential. It's gone parabolic because that's what Ren is doing right now. Managers having to place a couple of billion in cash at a clip are not very happy or sleeping well. Yeah, because they're going to get no yield whatsoever in the legacy financial system. And what's going to happen is the pension funds, instead of searching for yield, they're going to have to minimize losses because at some point the interest rates are going to go negative because it's not sustainable with the inflation. The actual real inflation. So, this is where they talk about the nominal versus the real interest rates, and it gets very precarious. And I don't see how. I don't, the Fed measures their inflation and CPI, but then you got the Chapwood Index, which measures actual real inflation. So there's clearly a lot of gut instinct going on all over the place. What is the most meaningful ways to measure the ridiculousness of this financial system? Because that's probably the only way you could really surmise the financial system is ridiculousness. It's all opinion. It's all gut instinct. And in the end, it's the general public needs to buy stuff, and that's why the Chapwood Index really makes the most sense. So why wouldn't the government measure based on like an aggregate price increase model like the Chapwood Index? Who knows? Maybe they're wealthy and they don't care because Lord knows Powell is mega rich and Minucci Bucci's mega rich. Felipe says, my man, yes. Himanshu says, thoughts on Yearn, Wyval, Mega. I don't do yield farming. I don't have time for this shit. I got a family and I got to work, baby. Well, Curve's killing it. So Himanshu's talking about Curve, and look at these gains. Look at this yield right here. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. 82%, 100%. No, no, no. All right, so let's keep it cooking. Click says Ren is pumping faster than he can speak. Noah, 44. So Ren's killing it. I mean, I've been in Ren since 600? 600? No, less. I have no idea. Whatever. I've been in before any of this. Mania. And Curve right now is fueling the crap out of Ren. And I think there'll be something else. And I bought Polkadot today. I bought some Polkadot. I grabbed 11 Polkadot this morning because these bad boys are about to do a crypto split, which is like a stock split or a reverse split. No, you're gonna get 100 times the amount of DOT for 1/100th the price. So my DOT that I bought for like 300 and change is going to be worth $3. That's pretty much what they're doing. It's SXP. I got to look at that. So that's very interesting. I think DOT's huge. Cosmos is huge. DOT is obviously less. I don't want to say less developed, but it's just there's no ledger integration. Cosmos, you can literally stake directly from ledger. So I'm just excited for DOT because follow the developers, DOT developers, and Cosmos developers, and the BSN. Macro narrative is huge on Cosmos. Can I look at ETH and BTC? Yeah. Listen, I don't really look at Ethereum and Bitcoin. That's the kicker. Accumulate. If you got some Ethereum gains, good. You want to accumulate Ethereum. And then if you have excess Ethereum gains, convert to Bitcoin. You want to accumulate Bitcoin. And that's the way it works. click keeps printing. It's 4,500 sats right now. Ooh, it's a big deal. How would you like to manage an insurance company portfolio in this environment? Fuck. James says, yeah. How do you manage risk? How do you assess risk? I mean, the risk on these financial instruments must be immeasurable, or you can't. How do you put a value on the risk of assets that are 5, 6, 50 to 1, 75, or whatever these P&Es are running at? The risk is huge. They could come crashing down. Where do you buy them? DOT. So Hotbit. I don't do KYC. So Hotbit has DOT with no KYC. They got a bunch of stuff. I avoid centralized exchanges like the plague. And frankly, I'm really excited for Bitfinian because Jared Gray, CEO of Bitfinian, said he's doing some fancy stuff with Substrate, which is basically Polkadot, and or the Polkadot development layer, so to speak. So I'm quite excited for what he has to say about what he and Bitfinian are working towards. One second. Had to open the door for my dog. Um, what's going on in the stream? What am I missing? Peter says, "Can you sell 1% or be rent?" No, you cannot. You're. Here's the thing with Ren. If you have a dark node, you are locked. You are locked up. Why? Because if you unbond a dark node, it's going to take 2 months for your Ren to become available. So there's absolutely no logic or reason to even attempt to unbond a dark node. You got into it, man. You are stuck. And frankly, there's no place I'd rather be stuck than a Ren dark node, given the functionality that it offers, cross-chain interoperability, Dot, Polkadot, Cosmos, Elrond, Tezos, Cardano in the coming decade, whenever they add smart contract integration. But Ren is where I'd like to be. Um, so interoperability is basically everything. It's the most important thing in this entire space in the next 5 years. So I think atomic swaps, blocknet, stakenet. I think Rune is big hype, and they launched on Binance BNB. So they're not live. It's not a mainnet, so you can't buy Rune. You could buy their fake Rune. You could buy it's like a Polkadot asset issuing an ERC20 token. All that stuff going on right now on Uniswap for Polkadot assets. No, 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 no. Yeah, you can make a fortune, but I just can't invest in it because I can't value the asset. It's ridiculous. You're not buying a Polkadot asset. You're not buying a Polkadot project. You're buying a Polkadot ERC20 token, which is like an IOU. It's a temporary asset. Do they even have a project? So that's the whole point. I am a fundamentalist investor. I can only invest in something that has functional utility where I can mentally assign a value after analysis, after fundamental evaluation. So if they don't have mainnet, I can't assign value. I can't do anything. So a Polkadot ERC20 on Uniswap, no, 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 no. Not for me. And I can't recommend it for anyone else as well. And that's the same thing with any of these assets, man. Anytime there's a fake ass asset, which is basically what Rune is. It's a fake ass asset right now. It's a temporary asset. When they go mainnet, listen, I'm really excited for them, particularly because I believe it's going to be a Cosmos SDK, a Cosmos hub, based on what their marketers talk about. Now, that's a big deal. Now, when they release, I'm going to grab some. I'm going to grab some of their Cosmos hub asset. I'm going to delegate to a validator because that's what you do with Cosmos assets, and that's cool and that's exciting. So, come on, Rune. Get your mainnet online, and then I'm excited. Until then, I'm not touching no BNB Binance chain. The fuck is a Binance chain anyway? Could DOT turn into something gatekeeper protocol? No, I don't know essentially what that means, but DOT could be a massive second layer solution for Ethereum, and DOT could be a massive network unto itself. And Dot and Cosmos are definitely they're going to be interoperability solutions, so you could do anything and everything across these networks. And I'm totally seeing that likely happening with Elrond as well because they talk about it proactively on Twitter. I don't hear anything about Tezos. I don't hear anything about Cardano. I mean, literally, they don't even have smart contracts. So, to me, like Cardano's like a temp asset. I mean, sure, they got their governance and their mainnet live, and they already had their temp asset, but they don't even have smart contracts. How could you value the platform? No one's building anything on it. It has no value. It's not doing anything. So that's the bottom line. So where do we store? So Polkadot doesn't have ledger integration yet, which is a big reason why I've shied away. But when I saw Gavin Wood talk about, the Polka split, 100 to 1, all right, so you have a Chrome plugin, which is your Polkadot wallet, and it connects to the polkadot.js.org, and this is where you're going to store your. Is this it? Where's the Polkadot? No, this is so here. Basically, here's your wallet. Is the JS wallet? It's a Chrome plugin. But Hotbit doesn't have withdrawals because they're about to do the split, and this is why I don't like centralized exchanges. I put in money like $4,300, and I can't even get my asset. So this is why uh, 1 inch Uniswap and basically the DeFi and the Ethereum space is huge. You have what you have, and it's yours. It's in your possession. Whereas this is not mine. I don't even know what I have. I have nothing. I got a number on a screen. And I hope that these boys actually complete what they say they're going to complete. Now they have financial vested interest in completing exactly what they talk about in their blog, which is Polkadot integration and withdrawal functionality. I mean, they're gonna offer staking, delegation to validators and all that fancy shit because they got a financial incentive to do so. There's a high likelihood that it's gonna be just fine, and the withdrawal button will eventually be activated, and I'll be able to withdraw and do my own delegation to validators. But that's clearly not the case right now. So I hate centralized exchanges. It's really annoying. So Bitfinian, yeah, I like you guys. Help me out here. This Polkadot Cosmos, get this craziness going. You guys could do it. I can't believe you guys did what you did. I can't believe you guys got to release your exchange and you got investment, and very impressive what they did. Anyway, so much in the stream. What do we got? Uh, Wallet and storing experience of Polkadot is crap. There is no wallet and there is no storing experience. This is why I said it's premature. It's not. It's premature. But I finally stepped my toe in a little bit. Dip my toe in a little bit. Tron. Yeah, there's another dead blockchain. Tron. I have no idea what CRO is. Tron is. I'm going to touch Tron with a 10-foot pole. I don't care if it went 1,000 times on its money. Just not something I have interested in. Not something I have interest in. So John is cool. John said I saw a picture of John with the tablet with the Digibuy wallet for his kids, and I really appreciate that because I have the same thing for my kids. That presents us with a lot of complicated choices and things to think about. Like, look at Lend. Lend, I think, motherfuckers, it bounced off the 200 EMA on the 15 min. Son of a bitch. Look at that. You son of a bitch. I thought it was going to fall down and hit the 200 EMA on the 30. Listen, the damn Federal Reserve's buying. Dips are for buying. Craig's probably laughing at me right now. Just, if it dips, buy it. Buy the damn dip. So I was playing this purple triangle last night, and bam! This would have been a good breakout. It was like a couple of percent here. Let's see what we got. So I was in probably around here. Bam! I would have got a good 6, 7, 8%. Selling the way up. And then, anyway, whatever. So I'm not in any positions right now, like trading positions. I got mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum. Obviously, I have my long-term Cosmos, long-term Digibyte, Ren. Jesus, Ren. 52.7 cents. Does it go down? No, it just goes up. Buy the dips. Look at Lend. Lend is up 16,000%. Oh my God. So the macro narrative for Lend is huge. 17,000%. I really like Lend. And guess what? The crazy thing is, I think Lend is undervalued. I think what these boys are doing at Aave is under freaking valued. And they're up 17,000% in a year. And this is based on my fundamental analysis. It just makes sense that they should be valued substantially higher, even though they're up 17,000%. Look at them. They're at 704 mil market cap. There is absolutely no reason these boys can't be at 7 bill, 10 bill with what they're doing. I mean, these boys are about to do some serious stuff with their V2 protocol. Debt market, being able to trade debt. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about basically the financial system. These boys are a good part of crypto financials. They're building a financial system. Absolutely incredible. I think they're undervalued. Now, bear in mind, they could also fall 50% in the blink of an eye, which is why we protect our gains, we sell on the way up, we position sizing, risk reward, and all this shit that I've been talking about for the last couple of months. It's not easy. This is not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it and everybody be winning. So this is hard stuff. But I think an asset that's up 17,000%, I think it's undervalued substantially. I think it's undervalued by 900%. 1,000%. I think this could easily be $7 to $10 billion. About to. I mean, it's like synthetics. Synthetics just goes up. They were at like $6.40. Synthetics, Aave. These are some of the biggest macro platforms that I could think of. What they're doing. Aave's taking on lending, debt markets, trading of debt. And mortgages, they're going to offer mortgages, and then what Teller Finance, Teller Finance is doing with regard to DeFi credit scores, assessing a person's credit worthiness to potentially offer under or uncollateralized debt positions rather than over collateralized. So this is totally brewing into a real deal financial system. And this is why what I started this stream with is very interesting. You know, there's a lot of fluff and a lot of ICO mania that a lot of people will see on the surface, but at the core of it, what you're seeing is yield games. What you're seeing is games, financial games, and that's very analogous to what has been going on forever in the legacy financial system. Look at the damn ICE CDOs and CLOs and these derivatives. There's $1 quadrillion worth of derivatives out there, and people are criticizing the crypto space for 82% curve yield. I'm about to turn into a red tomato in my face. These sick sons of bitches started bundling mortgages and then bundling the bundles of mortgages and then bundled the bundles of the bundles of the bundles and sold that shit for 10,000% gains, and people are criticizing 82% curve yield. These people are sick people. Now, I think it's a bubble, but compared to the garbage that they created with those CDOs and CLOs and the $1 quadrillion worth of derivative debt, yeah, no. This is tiny. This doesn't exist on the radar. This is zero. This is zero on the big macro radar of what these people created in the legacy financial system. All right, we're getting close to wrapping this up. Craig said dips are for buying. My man. I mean, look at this. These sons of bitches got me out of lend. I had a nice lend position. Whatever. I'm not going to go back to it. I was just talking about them. DigiLight says, Noah's the man. Better get on his crypto arc. I try my best, guys. He told us about Ren and KNC. I love my Digibyte. You know, I wish I had more time. I'd work on Digibyte. Now, Kyber, I've been hands off. So bear in mind, Kyber has good support. Big deal support. Like, this is long-term, multi-year support, this orange line. But I just see no bullish momentum whatsoever. This thing's like has a pacemaker or something, because it's just like on life support. Bear in mind, it's not life support like it's dying. This is one of the most bullish assets I could think of right now in the crypto space. It's just like there's no life in its chart. So this ridiculous multi-year support, ridiculous. This orange line is a massive line of support, and it's a accelerating deflationary asset. So the potential for price appreciation is huge. So for whatever reason, there's just no life in the chart. So that just means to me, I'm just not touching it right now. I'm going to wait to see life. I'd like to see it make a new higher high, and then I'll start getting in. So I won't actually get in until it goes up 30%, 20%, or whatever that is. Interesting, huh? How about that for perspective? Missing some stuff in the comments. Fernando says BNT current price opinion. BNT broke this support line, this second yellow line, which I have up here, which is the exit from the ascending channel that it was on with its, 600-700% gains. I didn't like it. I was out when it broke to the downside, because right now it's resistance. It just turned a large support here, support here. There's resistance here, broke resistance, turned support, and now it's resistance again. So I have a feeling it's going to hug this line. Maybe it'll drop back down to the other yellow line, which was support here. So here's this, the other yellow line is the support. So this is an interesting zone it's in right now. Whatever, I'm hands off Bancor until this thing either breaks to the upside, 5, 10, 15, 20%. I'd love to see a new higher high, and then I get back in after I see a trend formation. I need to see a damn triangle. Otherwise, what am I playing? I'm not. I don't want to gamble. I want to minimize my risk and maximize my gains and protect my damn gains. Waiting for a trend formation. I'm waiting for some price action. I need to see these guppies and I need to see these EMAs start to point upward. They need to point upward, go up. I'm not playing something going down. I'm not going to buy something that's going down. This is not happening. Say throw money away. Crypto Mac Dad, my man. Thoughts on upcoming swap of Elron to gold? Elron is on my radar. I really think, I'm tempted. I don't want to spread too thin, and that's where I am. If I had extra capital, I would allocate to Elron. The thing is, for those platforms like Tezos, Elron, Cardano, you need to see the developers. And I think of all the platforms, Cosmos and Polkadot no doubt have the most development activity, period. But Elron, I think, they're trying, and that's cool to see. And I just don't see that flavor or that fire in Tezos, and clearly, like Cardano's dead. It doesn't do anything. They're barely trying to build out the smart contracts. They don't get developers at this point. So, but Elron has something there. I think I just see it and I feel their passion in their social media commentary. But clearly, Cosmos and Polkadot, yeah, those things are basically on fire at this point of developer activity. Why do alts turn red every damn time Bitcoin makes a big move? Because people that are buying alts have fear, and they're selling they sell their alts at the drop of a dime because they have no idea what they're doing. These people don't invest because of a macro narrative, of a fundamental analysis. They invest because they have no idea what they're doing. They buy, like, I'm going to buy this. Why? I have no idea. And that's clearly not me. So I invest because I have an understanding of what I'm buying, why I'm buying, how long I'm going to buy, risk-reward analysis, position sizing, all that good stuff, because we're not messing around here, ladies and gentlemen. When we're going to do things, we're going to do it goddamn right. Do it right. If you can do it, you do it right, or you don't do it at all. Woo! Yo quiero choco. My man. Dump Kyber, took a nice profit. Good. Get out of Kyber right now. There's no fire. No fire. Can't be in something that doesn't have fire. It's a good deal. Thoughts on Poon token? Fuck that. I'm not touching anything unless it has a... Well, bear in mind, listen, I'd have to do due diligence, but am I going to drop a 20 chip on Poon token? Better have some seriously good tokenomics and like business integrations and developer activity. Show me the GitHub. So that, I'm not going to judge it by its name, but come on. If it's one of those stupid Uniswap tokens, I'm not buying it. You're not buying something which is going down. Don't like your discounts. I don't buy. I buy things that are going up, actually, in many regards. Like, look, Kyber. I'm not going to buy this. I'm not buying this now. I want to see this probably break a new high, put it in a new high, and create a pattern formation. I want to see a triangle after posting a new high. So, in that regard, I'm going to buy something that went up. I'm going to buy. Look, here's the best example of something I'm not buying that's going down. Look at Ripple. This thing's been going down for years. XRP. I'm not buying this thing, but I will consider buying this thing if it goes up 31%. How about that one for some perspective? If this thing rips to the upside 31% and creates a trend formation, an ascending channel, a rising ascending triangle, or a symmetric triangle, yeah, you goddamn right I'm going to buy it, but I need to see some green guppies. I need to see a positively sloping EMA. You can look at this resistance. This thing looks like it's under 10 tons of steel. So I'll buy something that's going up. I don't want to buy something that's going down in most regards. Um, Dot in a couple hours, which is Binance. So Dot's a good deal. It's very speculative. If you're getting into Dot right now, that is pure speculative. You have some extra money to throw around. You have no idea what it's going to do, and that's basically what I did. You can't. It's immature compared to Cosmos, and it's nowhere near the maturity of like Ethereum. It's not even comparable. But look at the developers. Look at the developers fighting for parachain slots. That's a big deal. That is value. That's value. That's fundamental value, ladies and gentlemen. Attention, interest, development activity, people spending time. That's where the value comes from. Not these stupid ERC20s on Uniswap printed out of thin air, representing a Polkadot asset that isn't even mainnet. No, I can only invest in something if it's live, if it's real, if there's a mainnet. That's just me. I don't speculate. I don't speculate, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin pump, all dump, sloshing, pretty much. BitTorrent, no idea. Uh, have you analyzed this blockchain yet? No idea. OC, thanks for the answers. Radix, DLT, no idea. USPS blockchain voting. Yeah, big deal, MacDad, on the blockchain voting. I think they're a little late as the government will take 25,000 years for them to do anything. But it's a big deal. I don't know. Whatever. The politics is a hot mess. Here's the bottom line, and I'll end on this note. When I think about politics, I'm like, I want to vote for somebody that graduated from MIT at 16 years old with a double PhD, and he's like, I don't need to study, and he never studied a day in his life. That's the type of person that we need running the system. Geniuses. And there's kids out there like this. There's very smart people, and it's not just the autistic people, like the savants, the brilliant people. There's just very smart people, brilliant people that just digest information. Not like me. There's much smarter than me. I just see patterns. But there's people out there that just bang out so much more than I could possibly ever do with my entire life. Even if I started fresh, I rebooted my entire life. There's kids out there. Can you imagine graduating from like MIT with a double PhD, never studied a day in your life, 16 years old, and just like, yeah, guys, I went to school. What do you want me to do? That's the brilliance, people. And, anyway, those are the people that should be running our country. Thank you, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday, 12:41 Eastern Standard Time, August 18th. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining me. Tomorrow is another day, and I will see you then with a new hot topic. Peace.